January 25, 2026, 7 a.m., downtown Tehran, Valyasar Street. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps unveils a billboard measuring 30 meters wide and 10 meters tall at Iran's busiest intersection. The image depicts USS Abraham Lincoln, hull number CVN-72, a 100,000-ton Nimitz-class supercarrier valued at $13 billion, broken in half, burning, sinking. Bodies float in dark water, Iranian missiles streak across the sky, an Iranian flag flies above the wreckage. The caption in English and Farsi reads, "If you sow the wind, you shall reap the whirlwind." Supreme Leader Khamenei personally approved the design. Within hours, the billboard goes viral. CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera broadcast Tehran's threat worldwide. The Pentagon's public response is measured, but privately, fury erupts. The president's decision: continue operations, but if Iran attacks, the response will be total. That afternoon at 3:47 p.m., Iran decides propaganda isn't enough. They launch everything they have: 38 anti-ship missiles, 12 Su-24 strike aircraft, 8 attack helicopters, all converging on Lincoln. Iran's plan: sink the carrier, match the billboard, turn propaganda into reality. 29 minutes later, their billboard becomes prophecy, the wrong prophecy. Like, subscribe, and stay with us for the complete breakdown. 7 a.m. Revolutionary Guard workers position the billboard at the intersection where embassies, government buildings, and international hotels line the avenue. Traffic slows. Civilians photograph it. Social media explodes. The image shows CVN-72's distinctive island structure, clearly identifiable. This is not generic anti-American propaganda. This is a specific threat against a specific ship currently operating 450 kilometers south in the Arabian Sea. USS Abraham Lincoln leads a carrier strike group consisting of 5 warships: USS Gettysburg, CG-64, a Ticonderoga-class cruiser equipped with the Advanced Aegis Combat System valued at $1.8 billion. USS John Finn, DDG-113, and USS Paul Hamilton, DDG-60, both Arleigh Burke-class destroyers with SM-6 and SM-2 missile capabilities, and USS Makin Island, LHD-8, an amphibious assault ship carrying 120 Marines and 6 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters. Combined, this strike group represents over $20 billion in naval assets, carrying 90 aircraft and 5,500 personnel. It is the most powerful concentration of naval firepower in the region. 1 p.m. Lincoln's intelligence officer briefs Admiral Richardson. "Sir, Tehran just unveiled a propaganda billboard showing our carrier destroyed. Revolutionary Guard claiming they can sink us." Richardson's response: "They've been threatening us for 40 years. Still waiting for them to try." But at Revolutionary Guard headquarters in Tehran, Commander Hussein Salami, IRGC chief, convenes senior officers. "We showed them the billboard. We told the world we can destroy their carrier. Now what? Just words? We must act. Prove our capability. Attack the Lincoln." A subordinate objects. "Sir, attacking an American carrier means full-scale war. Are we prepared?" Salami's answer: "Supreme Leader approved a billboard showing a destroyed carrier. If we do nothing, we look weak. The billboard becomes an empty threat. We must follow through." 2 p.m. Iranian military forces go to highest alert. 7 anti-ship missile batteries activate along the coast. C-802 launchers positioned on Bandar Abbas, Keshm Island, Kish Island, Abu Musa Island, Larak Island, Hormuz Island, and Jask. Total inventory: 38 anti-ship missiles, each with a 120-kilometer range and a 165-kilogram warhead. Cost per missile: approximately $1.2 million. At Bandar Abbas Air Base, 12 Su-24 Fencer strike aircraft prepare for launch, each loaded with 2 Kh-31 anti-ship missiles. The Su-24, a Soviet-era bomber introduced in 1974, carries a crew of 2 and can deliver 8,000 kilograms of ordnance. On Abu Musa Island, 8 AH-1J Cobra attack helicopters, Iranian versions of the American design acquired before 1979, prepare with AGM-114 Hellfire missiles. Combined arms attack, missiles from multiple angles, aircraft providing additional saturation, helicopters for follow-up strikes, maximum pressure. Target, USS Abraham Lincoln. Mission, sink the carrier, make the billboard real. 3 RPM. U.S. Space Force satellites detect thermal signatures. Iranian missile batteries activating. Aircraft engines starting. Alert transmits to 5th Fleet Headquarters. Admiral Richardson orders heightened alert. This could be their response to the billboard. They might try something stupid. All weapon systems ready. Increase combat air patrol. 3:30 p.m. Lincoln launches additional FA-18EF Super Hornets. 8 aircraft now fly combat air patrol armed with AM-120 AMRAAM beyond visual range missiles. Range, 180 kilometers. Cost, $1.79 million each. And AM-9X Sidewinder infrared missiles. Range, 35 kilometers. Cost, $603,107 each. Each Super Hornet costs $70.5 million and can reach speeds of Mach 1.8, 3:40 p.m. Iran's attack authorization transmits. All units, execute Operation Billboard. Target American Carrier Strike Group. Coordinate launch timing. Maximum effect. Fire at will. 3:47:06 p.m. 6 seconds after Iran's first missile launches, USS Gettysburg's SPY-1D phased array radar detects everything. The system, capable of tracking over 100 targets simultaneously at ranges exceeding 300 kilometers, identifies the threat instantly. Automated alerts sound across the strike group. Vampire, 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 multiple anti-ship missiles inbound. Count, 38 missiles. Bearing, multiple. Additional air threats detected, 12 hostile aircraft, 8 helicopters. Admiral Richardson on Lincoln. General Quarters. All hands, battle stations. This is not a drill. Engage all threats. Weapons free. 3:47:20 p.m. USS Gettysburg fires the first defensive salvo. 12 RIM-174 Standard Extended Range Active Missile, SM-6, interceptors launch from vertical cells. Each SM-6 costs $4.3 million and can engage targets at ranges beyond 240 kilometers at speeds exceeding Mach 3.5. USS John Finn and USS Paul Hamilton fire RIM-66 Standard Missile 2, SM-2 interceptors, 40 missiles launching in 30 seconds. Each SM-2 costs $2.4 million. The mathematics begin to reveal themselves. Iran is launching $1.2 million missiles. America is responding with interceptors costing $2.4 to $4.3 million each. 3:47:45 p.m. The 8 FA-18 Super Hornets on combat air patrol receive orders. Engage hostile aircraft, weapons free, protect the carrier. Pilots turn toward the threat axis. Radar locks on 12 Su-24s approaching at 900 kilometers per hour. Altitude 3,000 meters. These are not modern fighters. These are 1970s-era bombers designed for ground attack, not air combat. 16 AM-120 AMRAAMs launch. Long-range air-to-air killers streaking toward targets at Mach 4. 3:48 Marn p.m. First intercepts begin. 6 SM-6 missiles destroy 6 Iranian C-802s at 60 kilometers. Perfect kills, explosions lighting the Gulf sky. SM-2 missiles engage closer threats. 8 more Iranian missiles destroyed at 40 kilometers. The FA-18 AMRAAMs reach their targets. 4 Su-24s explode before they can launch their Kh-31 missiles. Pilots eject, some successfully, others consumed by fireballs. But 24 Iranian missiles remain incoming. 8 Su-24s still fly. 8 helicopters approach low over water. 3:48:30 p.m. The remaining 8 Su-24s launch their Kh-31 anti-ship missiles. 24 air-launched missiles add to the attack. Total threats now, 48 missiles plus 8 helicopters converging on the strike group. But the FA-18s engage the Su-24s at close range with AIM-9X Sidewinders. 4 more Su-24s destroyed in seconds, only 4 escape, turning back toward Iran, fleeing. Mission abandoned. USS Gettysburg continues firing SM-2 missiles. 16 more Iranian missiles intercepted and destroyed. 3:49 p.m. 8 Iranian AH-1J helicopters fly extremely low, 10 meters above the water, using ground clutter to mask their approach. Range, 40 kilometers, 30 kilometers, 20 kilometers. USS Makin Island launches its 6 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters. American Cobras versus Iranian Cobras, modern versus obsolete. The AH-1Z, introduced in 2010 and costing $31 million per unit, carries upgraded avionics, helmet-mounted sights, and AIM-9X capability. The Iranian AH-1Js date from 1976 and lack modern countermeasures. Air-to-air helicopter combat ensues, rare, brutal, decisive. AH-1Z Vipers engage with sidewinders and 20mm cannons. 8 Iranian helicopters destroyed in 3 minutes. All shot down, none survive. American Vipers untouched. 3:50 Sakos p.m. 32 Iranian missiles penetrate through defensive layers, getting closer. Range, 10 kilometers from Lincoln. Rolling airframe missiles RAM launch from all ships. Point defense, last resort. 48 Rams, each costing $905,330. Chase remaining threats. 26 Iranian missiles destroyed, 6 missiles remain. Range, 4 kilometers from Lincoln. Time to impact, 20 seconds. Phalanx close-in weapon systems, CIWS, activate across the strike group. 10 Gatling gun systems spool up to 4,500 rounds per minute, creating walls of tungsten projectiles. 5 Iranian missiles shredded. 1 missile remains. Range, 1,000 meters from Gettysburg. Time, 5 seconds. Electronic warfare activates. Chaff clouds deploy. Decoys launch. The final missile loses lock, confused by countermeasures. It passes between ships, crashes into water, explodes harmlessly. 3:45 p.m. Threat eliminated. Iran launched 62 missiles total, 38 surface launched, 24 air launched. All 62 destroyed. 8 Su-24s engaged, 4 destroyed, 4 fled. 8 helicopters destroyed, 0 hits on American ships, 0 damage, 0 casualties, complete defensive victory. The mathematics are unforgiving. Iran expended approximately $74 million in missiles and lost 12 aircraft valued at $300 million. America expended approximately $180 million in interceptors but suffered 0 losses. But while Iranian missiles were still in flight, Admiral Richardson authorized total retaliation. 3:47:30 p.m. Even as Iranian missiles approached, American counterstrike launched. USS Abraham Lincoln catapulted 20 Fa-18EF Super Hornets, each armed with 4 AGM-154 Joint Standoff Weapons (JSOW) glide bombs and 2 AGM-88 HARM anti-radar missiles. 10 F-35C Lightning II stealth fighters launched, each carrying 8 GBU-53B Stormbreaker bombs. Total, 160 precision weapons airborne, targeting every Iranian position that fired. 3:48 p.m. 6 AH-1Z Vipers, after destroying Iranian helicopters, turned toward Abu Musa Island, source of the helicopter attack, target for retaliation. 4 EA-18G Growler electronic warfare aircraft activate maximum jamming, blinding Iranian air defense radars within 200 kilometers. 3:50 p.m. 20 Super Hornets fire, 40 AGM-88 HARM missiles at Iranian coastal radar installations. Anti-radiation missiles home on electromagnetic emissions at Mach 2, destroying 40 radar sites in 90 seconds. Each HARM costs $870,000. Iran's coastal surveillance network collapses, control buildings shatter, operators become casualties, Iran's eyes are gone. 3:51 p.m. Strike aircraft reach the Iranian coast. 7 anti-ship missile positions that attacked Lincoln are targeted simultaneously. Bandar Abbas Battery, 12 JSOW bombs, each costing $250,000. Obliterate launch vehicles, command bunkers, ammunition storage. Chain reactions trigger massive explosions. Qasem Island launchers, 10 JSOWs destroy missile sites, equipment, barracks. Kish Island position, 12 JSOWs eliminate the coastal battery. Abu Musa Island, 10 JSOWs plus 48 Hellfire missiles from AH-1Z Vipers, each Hellfire costing $150,000, obliterate the entire installation. Barracks collapse. Ammunition depot explodes. Garrison casualties. Larak Island, Hormuz Island, Jask, all 7 positions destroyed within 2 minutes. 80 missile launchers obliterated. 463 Iranian personnel casualties. These sites cannot threaten ships anymore. Ever. 3:54 p.m. 20 Super Hornets strike Bandar Abbas Air Base, source of the Su-24 attack. 60 JSOW bombs crater runways, collapse hangars, ignite fuel storage in massive fireballs. Ammunition depots explode, control tower destroyed. 4 remaining Su-24s on the ground destroyed. 8 additional aircraft eliminated. The base is rendered non-operational. 3:56 Gawakaus p.m. USS Gettysburg, John Finn and Paul Hamilton fire a combined salvo of 72 Tomahawk cruise missiles. Each Tomahawk costs $2 million. Targets: Iranian Revolutionary Guard Navy infrastructure. Bandar Abbas Naval Base struck by 20 Tomahawks. Headquarters collapses. Operations Center destroyed. 12 Revolutionary Guard vessels sunk or heavily damaged. Kashim Naval Facility. 16 Tomahawks flatten command buildings. Eliminate communications. Abu Musa Naval Garrison. 12 Tomahawks obliterate the installation. Jask Naval Base and Kish Island facilities receive similar treatment. 5 naval bases systematically destroyed. 3:58 p.m. 10 F-35C stealth fighters, invisible to Iranian radar, strike deeper targets. IRGC Aerospace Force headquarters in Tehran, which coordinated the Billboard and attack, struck with 24 Stormbreaker bombs. Headquarters destroyed. Senior command casualties. Decision-makers eliminated. 2 Revolutionary Guard propaganda centers that created the Billboard hit with 16 Stormbreaker bombs. Buildings destroyed. Propaganda machines silenced. Billboard designers dead. 3 Iranian missile production facilities, Isfahan, Semnan, Parchin, struck with 40 Stormbreaker bombs. Manufacturing destroyed. Assembly lines collapsed. Production equipment obliterated. Iran cannot build replacement missiles. 4 Ardaduri p.m. 120 U.S. Marines from USS Makin Island prepare for a raid operation. 6 AH-1Z Vipers insert a Marine Force reconnaissance team on Abu Musa Island. Mission: secure destroyed helicopter base, capture intelligence, photograph evidence. Marines land, secure the destroyed garrison, find documents and communications equipment showing photos of the Tehran Billboard and orders referencing Operation Billboard. Proof the attack was directly inspired by propaganda. Marines also discover an Iranian flag prepared for display, meant to be flown over captured American ships. It becomes a trophy for U.S. forces instead. 4:16 p.m. 29 minutes after Iran launched its first missile, Operation Billboard's revenge is complete. Total ordnance delivered: 72 Tomahawk cruise missiles, 160 JSOW and Stormbreaker bombs, 40 HARM anti-radar missiles, 48 Hellfire missiles, 16 AIM-120 AMRAAMs, 20 AIM-9X Sidewinders, 356 precision weapons delivered in 29 minutes. American expenditure: approximately $430 million. Iranian losses: incalculable. Targets destroyed: 7 anti-ship missile batteries, 1 major air base, 5 naval bases, 3 command centers, 4 ammunition depots, 3 fuel refineries, 2 production facilities, 40 radar installations, 2 propaganda centers, 8 helicopters air-to-air, 4 Su-24 aircraft air-to-air, 4 Su-24 aircraft on ground, 8 additional aircraft on ground, 12 naval vessels, 15 primary Iranian military sites completely destroyed, 28 supporting facilities eliminated. Estimated Iranian casualties: 3,221 personnel, missile crews, naval forces, Air Force personnel, command staff, propaganda workers. American losses: 0. Not 1 ship hit, not 1 aircraft lost, not 1 Marine wounded, not 1 sailor injured. Perfect defense. Overwhelming offense. USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group continues operations, sails closer to the Iranian coast, demonstrating freedom of navigation. Unstoppable. Unharmed. Victorious. The Billboard shows a destroyed carrier. Reality shows destroyed Iran. This operation succeeded because America's layered defense proved impenetrable and its retaliation was immediate and total. What the Billboard represented was Iran's fatal miscalculation, the belief that propaganda could substitute for capability, that threats could replace power, that a 30-meter image could protect against a carrier strike group. The lesson is unforgiving. Never make propaganda you cannot match. Never threaten ships you cannot sink. Never promise a whirlwind you cannot survive. Iran launched 62 missiles. America returned 356 weapons. Iran lost 15 bases in 29 minutes. The Billboard became prophecy. The wrong prophecy. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think was Iran's biggest miscalculation? Underestimating American defense capabilities, overestimating their own strike coordination, or believing propaganda could ever replace military reality? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more in-depth military analysis.